All right. Well, this is going to be a short one. I don't know if anybody's going to join this or not. But like I said, I do all my videos as live streams just because I enjoy them in the interaction if somebody pops in. Um, and also, oh, Ben, what's going on, man? I enjoy doing the live streams because of the interaction. And Ben's popped in right away. And there's Fernando. What's going on? And I was just going to do a quick update. This isn't going to be a very long one because I do have to run out of the house here in about 30 minutes or so. So I was going to try and keep it short. Show what I'm printing right now and what I've been printing. Of course, those of you that have followed me on Twitter, you've seen pictures of progress so far. Um, but I've even got some stuff I haven't put on Twitter yet, so you guys will see it. Yeah, I haven't. I haven't got into Hangouts yet. I don't even know how to do that yet. But I certainly want to get involved in some of the Hangouts and stuff because that's really cool. A lot of great interaction, and everybody's got their face on screen and all that too. So yeah, I want to do that for sure. So update on where I'm at. Many of you have seen the. It's called the MVS Truck because what I'm developing is I call it my modular vehicle system, and that's so that you can print out shared parts from multiple models and be able to configure them and eventually be able to configure them any way you want. The update to where I'm at so far, you can see I've got the subframe is complete for the truck. There's a couple axles back there that don't have wheels on them yet, and that's what I'm in the process of printing right now. Is I've got two more wheels and two more tires. Walter, I work, man. I work my tail off, but not during the day. When the sun's up, I don't have a lot to do on most days, um, except for Friday. I'm on stage at 11 o'clock in the morning um, every Friday. But yeah, there's an update of what I got going on. So you can see I got the bumper, the front bumper is done, the subframe is done. I've got four wheels and tires on there. They spin, but they don't spin very freely. I may have to loosen up my tolerances a little bit on the wheel. I don't know, or it may just wear in a little bit after they've turned a few times, and they're not turning a lot with not much weight sitting on them because obviously it's just frame right now. So Ben, your work depends upon the weather, huh? My work goes on regardless of weather, but my income is dramatically affected by weather, especially when I do the rooftop gigs. The rooftop gigs, man, when it's raining, even though like 2/3 of the bar is indoors and just the 1/3 of it's out on the patio. Um, rooftops don't scream, inviting during rain. So, and that's where I'm playing tonight. Is I'm on the rooftop at the stage from 6:15 to 10:15. So, I'm hoping the weather's decent enough for that people will come out. But yeah, there's the subframe with four wheels and tires on it right now. It's going to have six because the truck is a six-wheel truck. What I'm printing right now is I iterated the tire to try to save on printing time and filament. So I hollowed out the inside of the tire so that the backside is not solid. Because I figured backside people aren't going to be looking at it anyway. So I'm trying it. I'm fully expecting this print to fail because it's not doing so well. It curled up a little bit at this edge, but I'm going to let it finish and see if I can't just clean up what curled up there with a file. Um, so I don't know how well you can see that from there, but there's a tire on there right now, and you see all the support material that it's making for the inside because I gutted out the inside of the tire. I'll switch over here to this view real quick, show you. So here's the tire. and I gutted out the inside, hoping to save on a little filament, save on a little print time. It's cut about a half an hour off the amount of time it takes to print the tire. So I'm fingers crossed, if this is going to work out okay, then I'll be able to print the tires in a little less time. But yeah, it's curling up on this corner. But I thought as long as it doesn't completely lose adhesion with the build plate and pop off, I can clean it up a little bit with files or whatever, and then the part that's against the print surface is what's going to be the inside part of the tire. And so I'm going to give it a whirl, see how it works, and besides, it's the back two tires that I'm printing right now, that I got to print right now. So they're not as important because they won't really be, you know, bearing any load or anything like that. So I think it'll be all right. We'll give it a try, and if I can save a half an hour of print time, then it takes an hour and a half to print a tire instead of 2 hours, and we'll also use a little bit less filament. So we'll see. Derek, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't expect this stream to run real long. I got to stop by the bank on my way to pick up my son, and because we're buying my daughter a car today. Well, she's paying for part of it, and we're paying for part of it. And I got to swing by the bank and pick up the money for that because they're bringing the car over this evening. And us buying that car is the reason I didn't order myself an Ender 3 this past weekend. My wife hit me with that and was like, okay, we're buying her a car because she has told us that she wants to move out. And we didn't think it was a good idea for her to move out on her own when she doesn't have a mode of transportation. We're like, look, it's hard enough to come up with monthly bills as it is without you paying for oh, I'll go ahead and show that, Derek. YouTube wanted to hide that. I guess it thought it was kind of spammy. So I started to watch that, I think yesterday, and I got called away from the computer while I was trying to watch it. And so I got to go back and finish watching that. But I did start watching it. So it's on my list of continue watching. But yeah, so buying her a car, it's coming this evening. I was like, you know, without her paying for Uber and Lyft to and from work every day, I think it'll make it easier for her to make ends meet. She works 2 jobs. I mean, the kid is a hard worker, so she's expressed the interest in moving out. She'll be 21 in May, and I guess it's twofold for me. Number one, I'll miss having her around, but it's not like with her having 2 jobs and her being the age she is, it's not like I see her that much anyway, because even when she's not working, if she's home, she stays shut up in her room most of the time anyway. So I guess you know, she moves out, then I'll have another spare room in the home, and I don't know, maybe I can convince the wife to let me turn it into a maker space, and that way, because my little man cave up here is not only got our guest bed in it, it's got all our exercise equipment in it, video game corner over here, and I'm like, there's so many things in here, and I'm just trying to literally squeeze 3D printing into it. So I'm like, well, maybe if I have the spare room, then I can turn it into a makerspace. But yeah, Derek, I will go back and finish watching that video as soon as I get a chance. I started watching it yesterday, and I ended up getting called away. So I'm certainly interested in free filament. The free filament that Walter sent me has been wonderful. It's done all my printing. So thank you for that, Walter. You rock, man. And I'm loving this filament. I keep looking back here at this print, expecting it to pop off the build surface any moment, because so much of the tire along this edge is curled up and is not connected. But I guess Probably about 2/3 of it are still connected to the build plate, so I guess we'll be okay unless it decides to pop the rest of the way off. And I heard it pop off when it did. It was like 2 or 3 layers up, and I was sitting here and I heard this little noise, and I looked over and saw it curled up. I went, oh man. But then I thought, well, it's on the inside part of the tire. I've got this nifty little mini file set here that I bought the other day at the hardware store when I bought the parts for my redneck spool holder, which is doing wonderful. and bought myself some pliers for support material removal. And but yeah, I bought that little mini file set while I was at it because I was like, man, being able to clean some stuff up, because the tolerances are so tight on some of these parts going together that even those little zits that pop up on the side of a print once in a while make it tough to snap some of the pieces together. So, anything else going on? I did see there was a Twitter post from a company that's getting ready to release some new printers that look kind of interesting. What was it? It was M3D, I believe, was the company. And it's a U.S.-based company, and the printers they're releasing they're not a very large build volume, but the thing that makes them interesting was the price point, number one, and number two, they've got 3 different versions. One that's a single, like, Bowden type extruder, and then they've got a dual extruder and a quad extruder, and it does color mixing. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see when those come out and see what kind of reviews they get. But the price point on them was really low for what they claim to do. So we'll see. Ring that bell hard. Yeah, I've got quite a few people where I've got the bell rung, and I would say it's 50-50 as far as actually getting the notifications. I seem to get all of Walter's notifications on my phone. My phone seems to pick it up faster than anything else. Like, I got the notification of his morning coffee stream on my phone pretty much immediately, but I didn't get it on my computer until about 20 minutes in. I was actually, or I guess that was a couple days ago, I was actually sitting there watching morning coffee when my computer popped up the notification. I was like, oh. So yeah, sometimes I guess it helps to have YouTube on multiple platforms, because I got his notification pretty much immediately on my phone, but did not get it for about 20 minutes or so on the computer. Buffering. Let's see. I don't have any downloads or anything going. I don't know. Let me go over here to YouTube and see what it says my stream health is. Huh. Yeah, it is really poor stream health right now. So I apologize for that. I don't know what's going on, because I don't have anything like extraordinary going on with my computer. So it must be on my service provider's end, and my service provider sucks. The service provider, the internet service provider here, is the same company that does it's our electric company. So we get our power and our internet from the same people, and they seem to be fine on the power end, but they suck at the internet end. And I don't have a lot of other options. I could go to Charter, but I used Charter when I was in St. Louis, and Charter was terrible there. So I don't know if they're any better here. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys stopping by, man. I'm going to run out of here in just a few more minutes anyway, but I'm sorry the stream health is not good. I don't know what I can do to fix that. I'm looking. I don't have anything. I mean, unless I close, if it's a processing thing, let me close a couple windows and see. And I'm done in Blender right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it too. And then we will go over here. All right, I was going to see if I could find for you guys that that news release on those printers. All right, Blender, we get it. You're closing. Popped up here just a few minutes ago. Oh, there it is. So did you guys see this? It's M3D. They're calling their printers the crane printers, and they're supposed to do like color mixing up to 4 filaments at once, and the single extruder one starts at like $199, and the quad extruder one is like $399. So their price point is amazingly low, especially for a U.S.-based company. You don't normally see that. The thing that looks exciting is their controller board was co-designed in partnership with Duet 3D, and they make some pretty awesome boards. So I'm kind of intrigued by that, and they're showing off some samples of their color mixing. Now, all these printers that are doing color mixing like in the nozzles, you're not getting true and accurate color mixing most of the time. Yeah, M3D, and I've never heard of them, but I'm still pretty new to this whole 3D thing. But yeah, M3D's new printers. And where was the M3D website? When I saw this pop up, I was like, I'll take a look at it, see what they got. And yeah, the single extruder version starts at a price point of $199. And I think they said they were going to start shipping in August on the first batch. Now, if you want to be in on the first batch or whatever, their first batch pricing is higher. But there's the pricing they've got on each model. So if you wanted to be one of the first ones to get the quad extruder, it's $550. But if the printer's any good, that's not a horrible price. Hi, Mike Whaley. What's going on, man? Yeah, Walter, my desktop is a mess. It's a mess. I can't find anything quickly. And every time I clean it up, I'll spend, an hour cleaning it up and making it all nice and neat and organized, and then give me 2-3 weeks of saving images and messing around with stuff, and it goes right back to being cluttered again. Because every once in a while I still pick up some graphic design stuff with a few friends of mine, a few musician friends. I've designed some of their banners and posters and things like that, and so then I end up cluttering up my desktop with their source images that I'm making the poster out of or the banner out of. Yeah, so I don't know. These printers could be, these printers could be great. These printers could be junk. I don't know. I don't have any history of them. I don't know of their history to go off of. Like I said, the exciting things about it is they partnered with Duet to make their controller board, and I know Duet makes some really awesome stuff. But yeah, they've got, I mean, it's a decent looking machine. You go down here and they start like randomly putting you through what the single, the dual, and the quad look like. You see that that changes going through. And then as you scroll down, they and that picture right there, the print quality doesn't look great in that picture that from what I can see. But again, maybe that's just, you know, a matter of dialing it in and all that. But you know, it's not bad. I mean, for the price, if it works, it looks pretty cool. And they show you how the quad brings in the 4 separate filaments and mixes them and shoves them into the nozzle. Yeah, I need to go back and clean up my desktop more. But most of the time you guys don't see that because I usually have Blender open on that page. So usually when I'm showing this view, I'm just showing my stuff in Blender. The Zone Star Z9. There's some images of it. I don't want to watch a video on it during the stream. It would definitely probably... Oh, so it's a Core XY machine. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Huh. I'm certainly interested in getting a Core XY at some point, or maybe even building one. I think I'll watch Walter build one and see how his build goes first, and then try to copy him. You hear that, Walter? I'm gonna copy you, bud. I'm gonna wait and let you make all the mistakes and make all the mistakes and share them with us, and then I'll go back and watch it and try to repeat it without the mistakes. I'll make my own whole new set of mistakes. See, I've certainly, you know, never attempted to build anything of that nature before. I had a hard enough time putting the X1 back together, but that was because I learned very, very quickly I hated T-nuts, and that's why I went to the internet when I was like, "There's got to be a trick to T-nuts," and so I typed in "trick to assembling T-nuts in extrusions," and the first thing that popped up was a Joe Mike Terranella video, the trick to T-nuts, and it was like a little 2-minute video, but I watched his video and I did exactly what he said, and it went together immediately for me. So I had to shout out to Joe Mike on Twitter and say thank you for making that video, brother. Thank you, because it made my life a lot easier from that moment forward. So maybe I'll be better with T-nuts in the future now that I watched his video on it. And what's funny is the first video of Joe Mike's that I watched because it came up related to 3D printing, but I watched it because he was wearing a Royals hat. Same thing with Colin. First time I saw Colin was when at that SLA printer that he brought over to Chris's basement, and he walked in wearing his Royals hat, and I'm like, yeah, I'm following Colin now. May not be the best idea to copy Walter. Well, I mean, people are copying you on the country boat now, man, and that's awesome. If I had a bigger build volume printer, I would give it a whirl. But this thing would only be able to print, you know, its max build volume is 150 millimeters, and I haven't pushed it anywhere near that yet. So if I had to print extrusions 100 millimeters or so at a time, it would take me forever to print enough. And this printer prints kind of slow, and I don't trust it well enough yet to walk off and leave it for extended periods of time when it's printing. So I just don't think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, that'd be cool, Ben. I'd like to I'd like to see a review on that machine, man. So if and when you get it, make videos. Yeah, show them. I don't know what's going on with my stream health. My stream health is extremely poor, and I'm not downloading anything or doing anything like extensive on my computer. So I don't know if it's just my ISP sucks today. Later, Ben. We'll catch you in the next one, man. I'll catch your next stream. So yeah, this is about it for this one anyway. I gotta run out the door and go to the bank for I gotta be over at my son's school to pick him up at 1:30. And but I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm sorry that the stream health sucks. Hopefully, whenever this thing gets put up on YouTube permanently, the stuff that it recorded plays back fine. I'll have to go back and watch that once YouTube's done processing it, and if it stutters and messes up there, I'll just pull it down. But oh well, there were other people having problems too, Sean. Earlier, and I went over to my YouTube screen, and it said my video output was low, and I started closing down programs, hoping it would, if it was on my end, if it was a processor issue, like my processor was taxed, then it would free it up a little bit. But I think it's my ISP, because even when I was trying to show you guys a couple things on Twitter and whatnot over here, pages were loading really slow. So I think it's an ISP issue. Anyhow, thank you all for stopping by. I got to run out the door and go take care of some stuff. But yeah, that's the progress. Stuff's falling apart while I'm reaching for it, but that's the progress on the MVS truck. Switch back over here on the webcam close up. That's the progress on the MVS truck. Got frame, the subframe is all complete. Front bumper, 4 wheels and tires. Got 2 more wheels and tires to go, and then I will start printing on the body. And I've had to pull a full-on Joel Telling on the body. I'm having to slice that thing up just like he did his open RC car, because all of my body panels are too big for this printer. So I've been cutting them apart, and hopefully they print well. We'll find out, and I'll keep you guys updated on that as well, either here or on Twitter. Thank you guys for following me. Thank you guys for stopping in today and hanging out. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, you know that I post fairly regular photos of my progress there. And if you're watching this in the future, I think everybody's watching this right now is subbed. But if someone's watching this in the future that's not subbed, and you want to keep up with the things that I'm building, the things that I'm designing, subscribe. Ring the bell if you want to be notified whenever I do this, because all of my videos are live streams. That's just the way I prefer to do it. And so if you want to be notified, you know, ring the bell. And of course there are links below to support me. But you know, again, I don't do any of this for money or support. I've got a good job for that, and I love my job. And you know, if you guys want to see, you know, more printers and more things like that, then yeah, sure, go ahead, you know, support, because anything that comes in to support this channel specifically, I will use that money to do exactly that. It will be used to buy filament or or printers or other things that will further the design and printing of the things that I'm designing, or a better streaming computer, all those kind of things. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all in the next one. Later, Jesse.